the mother's died, the father's leaving it to the children in 3 equal shares, but the problem is the eldest son helped his dad restore a classic car, for example, and that's worth more than his share. What happens in a situation like that where the family are all at odds with each other? He really wants to keep that because he helped dad restore it, and it's more of an emotional thing than a money thing, but it's worth more than his share. What happens on something like that?
Okay, so you can have things like hodgepodge provisions, they're called,
right,
where one takes into account the monies that some children have had more of at different stages of their lives because they've had kids and they need a house, so mum and dad have paid a deposit, for example, on their house. The other kids might be already advanced that they didn't need that support because they're in a stronger financial position due to their career and so forth. But again, that's the important thing for the person that is writing and drafting the will. They need to ask the questions, the searching questions about what have you done, what's your relationship with your children. Obviously alarm bells go with me as soon as they say, oh, I don't want to leave because he's a waster, he's a this, he's a that, drug addict or whatever. And I say, well, okay, to avoid a challenge, we need to make sure that that is explained in the will,
right,
and you have clauses that purposefully say why you're not leaving it to Fred,
right,
or Harry or John or whatever it is. So if you say in your will, this car, which has been restored, which has become then, I don't know if it's a Bentley or a Morgan or whatever it might be, and it has a enhanced value, then you would make provisions in the will to explain that.
right,
And normally the rest of the family or the children would acknowledge that because they say, yeah, well that's fair, you know, because most times families are reasonable and there's a fairness there of understanding. But you always need to avoid, or let's say mitigate the chance of any litigation coming later, is to explain the reasons why you're doing it. The more you explain, the less they can challenge it.
So where do you explain? Because I've never seen that on a form in a will.
I don't know how many wills you've ever seen, but our wills are several pages.
Right.